Hey everyone, welcome back to our English Learning Podcast. I'm Jimmy.
And I'm Sarah. We're so glad you're here today. If you're trying to improve your English speaking skills, this episode is just for you.
That's right. Today we're going to talk about a really important topic, how to stop translating in your head and start thinking in English. If you always translate from your native language to English, it slows you down. It makes conversations more difficult and less natural.
Yes. And don't worry, we've all been there. Translating in your head is normal when you're learning a new language. But if you want to become fluent and speak faster, you need to learn to think directly in English. We'll guide you step by step.
Before we start, make sure to click that like button and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And leave a comment below telling us where you're listening from. We love hearing from you.
Let's begin by understanding why translating in your head is not a good habit. Imagine this. Someone asks you a question in English. You hear it, then you translate it into your language. You think of an answer in your language. Then you try to translate your answer back into English. That's 3 steps. It takes a lot of time and energy. Your brain works too hard.
Exactly. It's like trying to speak while solving a puzzle at the same time. And during a real conversation, people expect quick replies. If you're busy translating in your head, you might panic, forget words, or freeze completely. It's stressful, and it can lower your confidence.
Plus, translation is never perfect. Some words or expressions don't have an exact match in English. This creates confusion. For example, idioms or sentence structure might be very different in your native language. So when you try to translate word by word, the sentence can sound unnatural or even incorrect.
Right. I've met so many learners who know a lot of vocabulary but struggle in conversations. Why? Because they're thinking in their native language first. But when they learn to think in English, they become more fluent and confident. It really changes everything.
Now, you might ask, what does it mean to think in English? Good question. It doesn't mean you have to speak perfect English in your mind. It means that your brain starts using English for simple thoughts, ideas, and daily language. Even without speaking, you practice mentally. For example, instead of thinking, je veux du café, and then translating it, your brain simply says, I want coffee.
That's a great example. Thinking in English is about building a direct connection between your thoughts and the English language. It can start small, simple words or phrases during your day, like when you look at your phone and think, I need to charge it, or when you're getting dressed and you say in your mind, I'll wear the blue shirt today.
Yes, it's a mental habit. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And you don't have to wait until you're fluent. Even beginners can start doing this. Start with what you know. You don't need big vocabulary. Just use the English you already understand. That's enough to begin thinking in English.
And remember, this is not about perfection. It's about building a new routine in your mind. When you practice this every day, English becomes more natural, and soon your brain won't need to translate anymore. It will go straight to English thinking, just like a native speaker.
Okay, now let's talk about how you can actually train your brain to think in English. One simple way is to describe what you're doing during the day, in your head, in English. For example, when you wake up, you can think, I'm getting out of bed. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm making coffee. These are short, easy sentences, but this habit helps a lot.
Yes, that's a powerful method. It's called self-talk. Even if you're not speaking out loud, you're training your mind. Try doing this during simple routines, when you cook, clean, or go for a walk. You can even describe what you see. There's a dog. The sky is blue. I hear birds.
Another good exercise is the 5-minute diary. Every morning or evening, write a short paragraph in English. Just talk about your day or your feelings. For example, today was a good day. I went to work, I was tired, but I finished my tasks. Now I feel proud. This is a simple way to practice thinking and writing in English.
That's a great habit. And you don't need to write a lot. Even 3 to 4 sentences is enough. The goal is to connect English with your real life. You can also look around your room and name objects in English. This is a chair. That's my notebook. These are my shoes. Simple vocabulary can help train your brain.
Let's talk about a technique that really works, visual thinking. This means using pictures in your mind to help you think in English. For example, if I say apple, do you see the word apple written in your native language? Or do you see a red round fruit in your mind? Most people see the picture first.
Exactly. That's how native speakers think. When they hear apple, they don't see the word apple spelled out. They see the image. You can use this too. Try to connect English words with images, not translations. If you hear dog, think of the animal. Don't go to your native word and then to the image. Go straight to the picture.
This helps your brain make faster connections. It also improves your memory. When you build a strong link between English and real things, your brain doesn't need translation anymore. You start thinking naturally in English, and that's the goal.
One exercise you can try is using flashcards with pictures, not words in your native language. For example, a photo of a cup with just the English word below it. This helps your mind connect the image to English directly. And you can use apps or draw your own cards at home.
At first, thinking in English will feel slow. That's okay. In the beginning, it's like walking on a new road. You're not used to it. You need time. But with practice, it becomes easier. Your mind will get faster.
Yes, don't worry if your thoughts are not smooth in the beginning. Maybe you'll think in short phrases or make grammar mistakes in your mind. That's completely normal. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to get used to thinking directly in English without needing to translate.
Think of it like going to the gym. The first time, your muscles are weak. But if you go every day, you get stronger. It's the same with your brain. Daily practice builds mental muscles. And one day you'll realize you didn't translate. You just spoke or thought in English naturally. That moment is magical.
That's true. I've seen learners who practice this for just a few weeks, and suddenly their conversations became smoother. So even if you feel slow at first, keep going. It works. Step by step, you're training your brain to become an English thinker.
Now, let's talk about another technique, shadowing. This is when you listen to a short sentence in English and repeat it immediately, trying to match the pronunciation and rhythm. This is great for your brain because it connects listening and speaking quickly.
Yes, shadowing helps build speed, and it also helps your brain get used to English sentence patterns. You start to feel how English flows. This makes it easier to form your own sentences later, without needing to stop and translate.
You can use shadowing with podcasts, YouTube videos, or even short clips from TV shows. Just make sure to pick something at your level. Repeat after the speaker, and don't worry if you make small mistakes. The goal is to train your mouth and mind together.
And here's a tip. Don't pause too much. Try to speak along with the speaker as they talk. It's okay if you can't catch every word. With time, you'll get faster. And this builds the habit of thinking in English because you're not translating. You're copying the natural English rhythm.
All right, that was a powerful start to our topic. We've talked about why translating slows you down, how thinking in English works, and how you can begin doing it every day with small, simple exercises.
We're just getting started. In the next part, we'll dive deeper. We'll show you how to connect your emotions, opinions, and complex thoughts directly in English, even if your vocabulary is limited.
So don't go anywhere. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss part 2 of this conversation.
And remember, the more you practice thinking in English, the faster your fluency will grow.
Like we were saying,
We'll see you in the
this
next
idea
part.
of thinking
Just
in
keep listening.
English isn't only for simple things. You can also use it for emotions, opinions, and more personal thoughts. A lot of learners tell us, I can describe objects or actions in English, but when I try to say how I feel or what I believe, I get stuck. And that's totally normal. Let's talk about how to move past that stage.
Yes, this is the next level of English thinking. Once you feel comfortable using short thoughts like, I'm hungry or that's my phone, you can begin to connect deeper ideas. For example, instead of thinking in your language, I think this person is unfriendly, and then translating, try to build the full sentence directly in English. Even if it's slow at first, try something like, he doesn't smile much. Maybe he's not very friendly. That's already great progress.
And here's something important to remember. Feelings don't need perfect grammar. If you're sad, you can just think, I feel sad. If you're excited, say to yourself, this is so fun. You don't need complicated words. The key is to stay in English, even if it's simple. That's how your thoughts start to grow in the language.
One exercise I like is the emotion journal. Every day, take 2 minutes to ask yourself, how do I feel today? Why? And then try to answer in English. You don't have to write it, but you can think it or say it out loud. For example, I feel tired because I didn't sleep well, or I'm happy because my friend called me. These short emotional sentences are powerful. They train your brain to express more than just physical actions.
Yes, and this is helpful in real conversations too. People often ask, how are you? Or how is your day? If you've practiced thinking about your feelings in English, you'll be ready to answer without translating. That builds confidence. You're not just learning words, you're learning to live in English.
Also, try talking to yourself about your opinions. Let's say you watch a movie. Ask yourself, did I like it? Then answer in English. Yes, I liked the story, but it was too long. Or, no, I didn't enjoy it. It was boring. You can do this while walking, cooking, or riding the bus. Just ask simple
Another way to
questions
start
in your
thinking
head
in
and
English
answer
is by
them in
creating what
English.
I call an English bubble. That means you surround yourself with English during your day, even if it's just for 10 or 15 minutes. You listen to English music, watch short videos in English, or follow English-speaking creators on social media. When your brain hears English often, it starts to get used to it. It becomes less foreign.
Yes, think of it like living in an English city without leaving your home. Your brain needs exposure, and the more you hear English, the easier it is to think in English. You start to recognize common sentence patterns and words even without trying too hard. It just becomes part of your mental world.
Even things like changing your phone settings to English or putting sticky notes on objects at home can help. For example, put a note on your mirror that says, "Good morning," or on your fridge that says, "What's for lunch?" These little reminders push your brain to interact in English.
That's such a good idea. You can also follow English YouTube channels or podcasts that match your interests. If you like cooking, find cooking videos in English. If you love travel, watch English travel vlogs. When the topic is interesting, you'll forget you're learning. Your mind will just start following the story in English, and that's where thinking in English begins. Asking yourself questions in English. This helps you think like a speaker, not just a learner. For example, instead of thinking, I go to the store, ask yourself, where am I going? What do I need to buy? When your thoughts include questions and answers, it makes your English more active.
That's right. You can use WH questions: who, what, where, when, why, and how. Ask yourself things like, what time is it? Why am I tired? Where do I want to go this weekend? And then answer in English. This is a great way to start forming natural conversations in your head. You're training your brain to think, respond, and explore ideas in English.
And this doesn't have to take long. Even 5 minutes a day is enough. Maybe after work or school, you sit down and think, what did I do today? What was the best part? What would I do differently? These small reflections make your brain connect your life experiences with English. That's very powerful.
And don't worry if your answers are short or simple. That's okay. You can grow your sentences over time. Start with, I ate lunch. Later, you can expand it to, I ate lunch with my friend at a small restaurant. The food was delicious. It's a process.
Now we need to talk about something important: fear. Many learners are afraid to make mistakes. That fear causes them to translate everything in their heads. They want to be 100% sure before they speak. But waiting for perfection actually makes your English slower, not better.
Yes, that's a big problem. People often say, I understand English, but I can't speak. And I always ask, are you trying to translate before you talk? Most of the time the answer is yes. They wait for the perfect sentence, and that delay kills the conversation.
The truth is, you don't need perfect English. You need real English. That means simple, clear sentences. Mistakes are okay. They're part of learning. If you try to speak directly in English, even with mistakes, you're making real progress. You're training your mind to stop translating.
Here's something that helps. Practice saying things out loud, even if nobody is around. Speak to yourself. Say, I'm walking to the kitchen now. I want some water. It may feel strange, but it builds a habit. Your brain starts thinking in English because your mouth is using English.
Yes, think of English like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. But if you wait for perfection, that muscle stays weak. So don't wait, don't translate. Just start using English, even with small thoughts and simple
I'd like to share
words.
a quick story.
That's how
A
fluency
student of
begins.
mine from Brazil used to freeze every time she spoke English. She always tried to translate in her head, and it made her very nervous. But then she started doing something different. Every day, she spent 10 minutes talking to herself in English while cleaning her apartment.
I love that. What happened?
At first, she could only say basic things like, I'm washing the dishes or I need more soap. But after 2 weeks, she told me, Jimmy, I'm thinking in English all day now. It became natural. She didn't have to translate anymore. Her speaking also improved, and she said she felt free. That's the power of this method.
That's beautiful. I had a student from Korea who loved writing poems in Korean, but he decided to try writing a few thoughts in English just for fun. He started simple. The sun is warm. I feel calm. After a month, he could write full paragraphs about his thoughts and emotions without translating. He told me, now English feels like a second home in my mind.
That's such a great way to describe it. A second home in your mind. That's the goal. When English feels familiar, safe, and comfortable, your thoughts start to live there. That's what we're helping you build.
So, just to review what we've covered today, we started by saying it's totally normal to translate in your head at the beginning. But if you want to become fluent, you need to move past that habit.
Then we talked about how to do that. Self-talk, short emotional sentences, visual thinking, asking and answering your own questions, and creating a small English bubble in your life. These techniques help you build the habit of thinking directly in English.
We also talked about letting go of fear. Don't wait for perfection. Mistakes are okay. Your brain learns faster when it feels safe to try. So start small and just keep going.
And we've still got more to talk about. In part 3, we'll explore advanced strategies for thinking in English during real conversations, debates, and creative expression. We'll also share more fun and practical exercises to help you level up your fluency.
So don't miss it. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the bell icon so you get notified when part 3 is live.
And if you've been following along, leave us a comment. What's one English sentence you thought in your head today? We'd love to see your progress.
We're cheering for you. Keep going, keep
All right,
practicing,
so where
and
were
keep
we?
thinking
Yes.
in English.
Thinking in English is more than just learning words. It's about creating new habits in your brain. In this final part, we're going to take things even further. We'll talk about how to think in English while speaking to real people, how to handle fast conversations, and how to express more creative or complex ideas without going back to your native language.
Exactly, because up to now, we've focused a lot on solo practice, self-talk, journaling, describing your day, but now it's time to bring that inner English voice into the outside world. This part is about real-time thinking, and that's where the magic really starts to happen.
So, what happens when you're in a real conversation with someone and your brain just freezes? You want to say something, but suddenly you forget how to say it. You start translating in your head again. It's frustrating, right? But this is very common. And here's the key. Don't panic. Instead, simplify.
Yes, people think they need to use advanced words or perfect grammar. But actually, native speakers often use very simple language too. If you forget the exact word, don't stop talking. Find another way. For example, if you forget refrigerator, you can say, the cold box in the kitchen. It's okay. The goal is to keep thinking and speaking in English.
Right. This is called circumlocution, using simple words to describe something more difficult. And it's a super useful skill. It keeps your brain in English mode. You don't stop and translate. You just stay in the language, even if it's not perfect.
Also, don't be afraid to pause. Even native speakers pause to think. You can say, let me think, or how do I say this? That gives your brain time to form the sentence in English. And during this pause, try not to return to your native language. Just stay in English, even many learners ask, how do I think faster in English? The answer is practice fast thinking exercises. One good method is rapid sentence building. You take a simple word, like coffee, and quickly say 3 sentences. I like coffee. I drank coffee this morning. Coffee helps me wake up. No time to stop and translate.
Yes, and you can do this with any topic: food, music, the weather, your plans for the weekend. Set a timer for 5 minutes and just keep speaking or thinking in English. Don't stop. Don't worry about mistakes. This is fluency training. You're building speed, not perfection.
Another exercise is called this or that. Choose 2 options and ask yourself quickly, tea or coffee? Then answer. Coffee, I like it more, or morning or evening? Evening, I feel more relaxed. Keep going. Fast questions and fast answers. This forces your brain to stay in English.
And here's the best part. Over time, your brain learns to skip translation. It begins to work directly in English. That's when you notice, hey, I didn't think in my language just now. That's the moment we're working toward.
Now, let's go back to the fear of making mistakes. It's one of the biggest reasons people translate in their heads. They're afraid to speak until the sentence is perfect. But guess what? Most people will still understand you, even with small errors. And honestly, they won't care.
Absolutely. In fact, sometimes mistakes make the conversation more fun or human. People connect with you because you're real, you're trying. That effort is more valuable than perfect grammar. So don't stop yourself. If the sentence is a little broken, who cares? You're communicating.
Also, native speakers make mistakes too. They say, I mean, all the time. They forget words, they start a sentence and then change it halfway. That's normal speaking. So don't hold yourself to an impossible standard.
Exactly. Think of speaking English like dancing. You might step on someone's foot at first, but you keep dancing. You get better with practice, and nobody expects you to be perfect on your first try. So
Let's shift
smile,
now to something
breathe,
exciting,
and keep
creative
going.
thinking in English. This is when you use English to express your ideas, dreams, or stories. For example, instead of just thinking, I want pizza, you can imagine a full situation. I walk into a restaurant. The smell of pizza fills the air. I order a big slice with extra cheese. Now you're using imagination in English.
Yes, and this helps your brain think more deeply in the language. Try telling yourself a little story before bed, something simple. Today, I found a lost puppy on the street. I gave him food. He followed me home. It doesn't have to be true. You're just training your brain to build ideas in English.
This is also great for building vocabulary. When you imagine stories or daydream in English, your brain asks, what's the word for that? You become curious, and that curiosity is powerful for language growth.
So, if you're walking in the park, try making up a story about someone you see. She looks tired. Maybe she had a long day. She's going home now to relax. These little stories
Answer a big
activate your
question
English
learners
mind
often
in
ask.
fun ways.
How do I know I'm starting to think in English? Great question. One sign is when you start dreaming in English, even just a little. Or when you hear an English word and you don't immediately think of your language. You just understand it.
Another sign is when English phrases come to your mind without effort. For example, you look outside and think it's a beautiful day. Without planning that thought, it just pops into your head. That means your brain is switching into English mode.
Also, when you speak and notice you didn't translate, that's progress. Even if it's just one sentence, like, I need to buy eggs, and you said it instantly, that's a win. Celebrate it. These small moments show that your brain is adapting.
And trust me, it happens slowly at first, but then it becomes more frequent. You'll notice yourself using English automatically in daily life, and eventually, your native language won't interrupt as much. That's when you know
If
you're becoming
listening
a
to this,
real English
I want to tell
thinker.
you something important. You can think in English. It's not magic. It's not only for smart people. It's a skill. And skills come from practice, not talent.
That's right.
You don't need to live in an English-speaking country. You don't need expensive courses. You just need daily habits, speaking to yourself, writing your thoughts, imagining stories, describing your world, all in English. These small steps create big change.
And remember, it's okay to be slow at the beginning. Every learner feels awkward at first, but every time you think in English, even for 5 seconds, you are building fluency. You are teaching your brain a new way of thinking.
So don't stop. Keep going, even when it's hard, even when you're tired. Every little moment you spend thinking in English is helping you grow. It's making your dream of fluency real.
We believe in you, and we're here to support you. If this podcast helped you today, please like the video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment. Tell us, what's one English thought you had today? Or even better, share your favorite sentence from this episode.
And don't forget to check out our other videos. We've got shadowing exercises, listening practice, and real conversations to help you build your English mind every day.
Thank you so much for listening. Keep thinking, keep learning, and remember, you're not just learning English. You're becoming someone who lives in English.
See you in the next episode. And until then, keep your thoughts in English.